Good morning, children. Today you are going to listen to a very beautiful, wonderful story. Now, you all like to be very naughty and mischievous, now? Yes, I know that, because in the class the way you are behaving, it tells me very clearly that you like to be very naughty and mischievous, right? And are you missing those days? Yes, even I am missing those days. So, let us know what is this adventure of Toto. And it was a story written by Ruskin Bond. Ruskin Bond, before entering to the story, let us know about Ruskin Bond. So, Ruskin Bond, he was born on 19th May 1934 and he was an Indian author of British descent. And he lives with his adopted family in Mussoorie, Landor, Mussoorie. And Indian Council of Children's Education has recognized his role in the growth of the children's literature in India because he wrote many stories which are there for children. Okay, and he also received Sahitya Akademi Award in the year 1992 and for the story Our Trees Still Grow in Dehra, and that was a novel novel, and it was written in English. And he was also awarded Padma Shri Award in the year 1999 and Padma Bhushan Award in 2014. And these are the books what he has written. Few other books, Thick as Thieves, Tales of Friendly, and then Book of Humor, and then Rusty Goes to London, and Funny Side, and Road to Bazaar. These are the few books. He wrote many books. And all books are really very interesting. Before going to that story, I just want you to tell the story in brief with the help of the pictures. Okay? Now, Ruskin Bond's grandfather was a lover of animals. He loves animals so much. So, when he was going on the road, when he saw a monkey which was there with the Tonga man, he wanted to purchase that. So he gave 5 rupees and he bought that monkey and he brought that monkey home. And that monkey was really very pretty, and it was really, and the mischievous look is really, he could see that and he liked it so much, and he brought that to his home, thinking that it will be one of the animals which he had in his home. He had many pet animals in his home and it will be one among them. So he immediately purchased that. But the problem is, his wife, grandmother, did not like bringing that all the pet animals because he already had many, and she did not like each and every animal, what she liked bringing that and keeping that as a pet animal. And so this monkey, he named that as Toto, and he very secretly, without the knowledge of his grandmother, he kept it in Ruskin Bond's room. After some time, they came to Ruskin Bond's room to see what is this Toto doing. And you know what is it has done? There was one blazer of Ruskin Bond's school, and that was torn into pieces. And the entire wall, there was beautiful wallpaper was there, which was chosen by grandfather. It was torn completely, and all the bricks and all that was clearly visible. So he tore that. Now grandfather was not sad seeing that. What he told, oh, this was really very mischievous, naughty monkey. If we would have come a little bit late, maybe it would have made all this everything into a rope and would have escaped. He did not feel sad that he spoiled everything. And so he kept that monkey in the servants' quarters, okay, with all the other animals. Look at the animals what he had. A goat, rabbit, tortoise, squirrel, and some other animals were there. So here he kept there. But was that Toto really very good thing? No. It was troubling all the monkeys and all the animals, and did not allow them to sleep also. So one day this grandfather wanted to go to Shahanapur to take his pension. Okay, so when he was going, he knew very well if he leaves that Toto there at home, it is going to give a lot of trouble to all the other animals and the people. So he took the canvas bag and kept that and took that along with him. And the journey, was it peaceful? No. Whenever it wanted to come out, it used to jump, and with that jump, even the bag also used to jump, and everybody were looking at that in a surprised way. Why is this bag jumping like that? And then when he went to the ticket, coming back, and when he was giving the ticket collector, showing the ticket, then this Toto came out of the bag all of a sudden and started looking at that and smiled, laughed, grinned, and he was really panicked. And then he told, now you are carrying a donkey, now you have to pay the money for that. Then he told, no, this is not dog, this is monkey. No, even then the ticket collector did not accept, and he wanted, and he took 3 rupees from him and he went. Now after coming back, grandmother came to know, and she shifted that to the shed of this horse, and then it was there. But were they really friendly? No, this monkey really gave trouble to this horse. It sat on the horse, and then look at the way it is biting the ear of the horse, and it was really shouting, and the horse name was Nana. So then at that time grandfather came there to see what's happening. Is Toto comfortable? That's what he thought, and he came there. When he came there, Toto was comfortable, but it was Nana who was facing all the problem. And after a few days again they became very friendly with each other. Next instant, it likes to take bath. Grandmother used to keep a lot of hot water for this Toto to take bath. So it used to check how the water was, and then slowly it used to dip in the legs, and then it used to sit there till the water was there till the neck and the weight was there, and used to take soap and even rub and take bath very comfortably. Now one day what happened, they wanted to make some tea, and they kept the kettle on the stove. This Toto went there, and looking at that water, it was really very warm. It jumped into the water and enjoying that. So when the water was boiling, it was very hot. It used to jump up and again fall down. So at that time, grandmother came in, and she was really surprised to see the monkey, the Toto sitting there. So it immediately took the Toto out of that and kept that safely. Grandma helped. Next one more day, all of them, they made pulao, and grandmother and everybody was there. Before them, Toto came there and took the plate and started eating pulao. So grandmother got very angry when she saw that stuffing all the food, keeping all the food in the mouth, sitting on the table, and it scolded. Then this Toto did not like it. So what did he do? Took a plate and threw that to the grandmother, and she was really surprised. And that cousin was there, and she came there to protect. Then immediately Toto got angry and threw a glass of water at that. So narrator's aunt. Then as they were shouting at her, this Toto got very angry and took the plate which was food and climbed up the tree. And then sitting there started eating the pulao, and everybody was shouting. And she got so much angry as they were shouting. So what did he do? He threw the plate down, broke into number of pieces as if it was taking revenge for grandmother, scolded her, screamed at her. So everything became into pieces. Now grandfather started thinking what to do now. It was becoming very naughty and very mischievous. So it wanted to send that away somewhere else. So what did grandfather do? As they could not bear the way it was tearing everything and throwing and breaking all the things, they could not afford all that wastage. So he went back again and gave 3 rupees to Tonga fellow and given back the Toto. Now this is the story what I, with the pictures you have now. Now we should go back to the textbook, and then let us read that and find out whether you could really understand that. So that was the story with the pictures what I told you as an introduction part. So I think you know the story, because this story is really very simple and you can understand that very well the way I was reading, because Ruskin Bond's language will be very simple, and the way you were reading the story, you can understand that very well and you start enjoying that. So I thought of taking that first in that way and then do this. Okay? Now, yes children, here is the story. Grandfather brought Toto from a Tonga driver for a sum of 5 rupees. The Tonga driver used to keep the little red monkey tied to a feeding trough, and the monkey looked so out of place there that grandfather decided he would add the little fellow to his private zoo. Toto was a pretty monkey. His bright eyes sparkled with mischief beneath deep set of eyebrows, and his teeth, which were apparently white, were very often displayed in a smile that frightened the life out of elderly Anglo-Indian ladies. So, elderly Anglo-Indian ladies were afraid of looking at that monkey, Toto, because it was really very mischievous, and that was very clearly visible in the eyes. But his hands looked dried up as though they had been pickled in the sun for many years. Yet his fingers were quick and wicked, and his tail, while adding to his good looks, grandfather believed a tail would add to anyone's good looks, also served as a third hand. He could use it to hang from the branch, and it was capable of scooping up any delicacy that might be out of reach for his hands. So, grandfather really liked that mischievousness which is visible in the eyes, and then he brought. Now they were telling about that monkey's the tail. Grandfather felt that it was the tail which will make anyone gives the good looks, and it is also very much useful for the monkey because it uses the tail as a third hand. If whatever it cannot reach out with that hand, all the delicacy, which means sweets or fruits or whatever it wants to eat, and if it cannot go and reach them with the hand, it will use the tail and it will reach that and then catch that and do that. Grandmother always, first with grandfather, brought home some new bird or animal. So it was decided that Toto's presence should be kept a secret from her until she was in a particularly good mood. Grandfather and I put him away in a little closet opening into my bedroom wall, where he was tied securely, or so we thought, to a peg fastened to the wall. So they thought that they have tied that very well. There was a peg from the wall, like small thing projected, and they tied that, and they thought that it was very safe and it could not come. That's what they thought. They have tied that very securely. But did they do that? Let us see. A few hours later, when grandfather and I came back to release Toto, we found that the walls, which had been covered with some ornamental paper chosen by grandfather, now stood out as naked brick and plaster. The peg in the wall had been wrenched from its socket, and my school blazer, which had been hanging there, was in shreds. I wondered what grandmother would say, but grandfather did not worry. He seemed pleased with Toto's performance. What did he say? He is clever, said grandfather. Given time, I am sure he would have tied the torn pieces of your blazer into a rope and made his escape from the window. So we came a little bit early. If we have given the Toto some time, if we have given that Toto some time, it would have made all the torn pieces into a rope and it would have escaped through the window. His presence in the house still a secret. Toto was now transferred to a big cage in the servants' quarters where a number of grandfather's pets lived very sociably together. A tortoise, a pair of rabbits, a tame squirrel, and for a while my pet goat. But the monkey wouldn't allow any of his companions to sleep at night. So grandfather, who had to leave Dehradun next day to collect his pension in Saharanpur, decided to take him along. So decided to take that Toto to Saharanpur to take his pension, because Toto was really very naughty and did not allow anybody to sleep. So he planned to take it. How did he plan? What did he do? Unfortunately, I could not accompany grandfather on that trip, but he told me about it afterwards. A big black canvas kit bag was provided for Toto. This, with some straw at the bottom, became his new abode. Abode means home. Then what happened? When the bag was closed, there was no escape. Toto could not get his hands through the opening, and the canvas was too strong for him to bite his way through. His efforts to get out only had the effort to make the bag roll about on the floor or occasionally jump into the air. An exhibition that attracted the curious crowd of onlookers on the Dehradun railway platform. So many people started watching the way the bag was rolling down and the bag was jumping up and down. Toto remained in the bag as far as Saharanpur, but while grandfather was producing his ticket at the railway turnstile, Toto suddenly poked his head out of the bag and gave the ticket collector a wide grin. So laughed at him. Now, the poor man was taken aback, but with great presence of mind and much of grandfather's annoyance, he said, "Sir, you have a dog with you. You will have to pay for it accordingly." In vain did grandfather take Toto out of the bag. In vain did he try to prove that a monkey did not qualify as a dog or even as a quadruped. Toto was classified a dog by the ticket collector, and 3 rupees was the sum handed over as his fare. So grandfather tried his best. In vain means tried his best to prove that it was not a dog, it was a monkey, not even 4-legged animal, because it is using the other 2 legs as a hands. So he told, you can't even consider that in that way. But even then, ticket collector did not listen and he wanted that money. So grandfather had to give him 3 rupees as a fare for the Toto, and then he went. Then grandfather, just to get his own bag, took from his pocket out a pet tortoise and said, What must I pay for this, since you charge for all the animals?" he asked, taking out tortoise from his pocket and told, "Okay, you are collecting money for all the pet animals. How much are you going to charge for this tortoise?" he asked. The ticket collector looked closely at the tortoise, prodded with his forefinger, gave grandfather a pleased and triumphant look and said, "No charge, it's not a dog." When Toto was finally accepted by grandmother, he was given a comfortable home in the stable where he had a companion, the family donkey Nana. On Toto's first night in the stable, grandfather paid him a visit to see if he was comfortable. To his surprise, he found Nana without apparent cause, pulling at his halter and trying to keep her head as far as possible from the bundle of hay. Grandfather gave Nana a slap across her haunches and she jerked back, dragging Toto with her. he had fastened on to her long ears with his sharp little teeth. So he saw when grandfather went there to see how was Toto. This Toto was there on the horse and pulling its ears with his teeth. Toto and Nana never became friends. They were always fighting with each other. Next. A great treat for Toto during cold winter evenings was the large bowl of warm water given him by grandmother for his bath. He would cunningly test the temperature with his hand, then gradually step into the bath, first one foot, then the other, as he had seen me doing, until he was into the water up to his neck. So now that it was taking bath. Once comfortable, he would take the soap into in his hands or feet and rub them himself all over. When the water became cold, he would get out and run as quickly as he could to the kitchen fire in order to dry himself. If anyone laughed at him during his performance, Toto's feelings would be hurt and he would refuse to go on with his bath. One day, Toto nearly succeeded in boiling himself alive. So, what is that it has done? A large kitchen kettle had been left on the fire to boil for tea, and Toto, finding himself with nothing better to do, decided to remove the lid. Finding the water just warm enough for a bath, he got in with his head sticking up from the open kettle. This was just fine for a while until the water began to boil. Toto then raised himself a little, but finding it cold outside, sat down again. He continued hopping up and down for some time until grandmother arrived and hauled him half-boiled out of the kettle. So if grandmother did not come at that time, he would have completely boiled. That's how he used to enjoy. If there is a part of a brain especially devoted to mischief, that part was largely developed in Toto. Look at the way they used, the Ruskin Bond was telling about Toto. If there is any part which was kept aside for mischief, that was very well developed in Toto. He was always tearing things to pieces. Whenever one of my aunts came near him, he made every effort to get hold of her dress and tear a hole in it. One day, at lunchtime, a large bowl of pulao stood in the center of the dining table. We entered the room to find Toto stuffing himself with rice. Grandmother screamed and Toto threw a plate at her. One of my aunts rushed forward and received a glass of water in the face. When grandfather arrived, Toto picked up a dish of pulao and made his exit through the window. He found him in the branches of the jackfruit tree, the dish still in his arms. He remained there all afternoon, eating slowly through the rice, determined on finishing every grain. And then, in order to spite grandmother, who had screamed at him, he threw the dish down from the tree and chattered with delight when it broke into 100 pieces. Obviously, Toto was not the sort of pet we would keep for long. Even grandfather realized that we were not well-to-do and could not afford the frequent losses of dishes, clothes, curtains and wallpaper. So grandfather found the Tonga driver and sold Toto back to him for only 3 rupees. So isn't that Toto very naughty and mischievous? Yes. Now, the work what I want to give you is recollect the incidents what you or the people whom you know did such naughty and mischievous things. People, not animals. Okay? And write those incidents on A4 size paper and post that to me. Okay, and these are the questions which are below, and if you did not write them, please write them. Okay, if you have written, no need of writing, write only that your experiences with other human beings. Okay, thank you children.